Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. The European Union and the United Kingdom have reached a new agreement on the latter's withdrawal from the European Union. The EU summit has begun in Brussels, where the main topic is Brexit. Our special correspondent, Magdalena Balkowiec, has this report from Brussels.
Rozpoczęty dzisiaj szczyt Rady Unii Europejskiej.
The summit of the Council of the European Union, which began today, was dubbed the summit of last resort in finding a deal on Brexit. It seems that an agreement has been found. Today, even before the start of the summit, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the latest Brexit agreement, and it seems that this agreement will be approved by all EU member countries.
Umowie brexitowej.
We have a deal. And this deal means that there is no need for any kind of prolongation. This is a fair, a balanced agreement. It is testament to our commitment to finding solutions.
I do think that this deal represents a very good deal both for the EU and for the UK. And it's a reasonable, fair outcome and reflects the large amount of work that's been undertaken by both sides. And I agree very much, Jean-Claude, with what you said.
You know, I think what happened really over the past week or so was the Irish government coming together with the British government and also with the European Union's task force and, you know, trying to get around some of the issues that had become problematic. And we have now, in this revised withdrawal agreement, a democracy clause that ensures that the will of the people of Northern Ireland is respected and that if they want to come out of alignment with the EU at some point, they're enabled to do so, and also, as well as that, a unique customs arrangement for Northern Ireland, which I think can work for all of our economies.
Jednak nie wiadomo, co zrobi brytyjski parlament.
However, it remains unknown how the British Parliament will react to this news. This Saturday, in a special sitting, MPs will vote on the newest version of the Brexit deal. It was said openly that there have already been voices of discontent about the current vision of the agreement. It was also suggested that the United Kingdom is unlikely to leave the European Union by October 31st, as the Brexit process may be prolonged by another 2 months.
Ostateczne wyjście Wielkiej Brytanii z Unii Europejskiej.
Marian Banash, President of the Supreme Audit Office, ended his unpaid leave and returned to his duties today. In a statement forwarded to the media, Banash said that he would defend the independence and impartiality of the Supreme Audit Office and would resist any attempted attacks against him. Yesterday, the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau completed its examination of his property declarations. According to unofficial reports, the Bureau has reservations about them, to which Banash has 7 days to reply.
I declare that on October 16th I concluded my unpaid leave and have today returned to exercising my constitutional and legislative duties in the Supreme Audit Office. I declare that I will oppose every attempt to attack my person as the President of the Supreme Audit Office. Furthermore, I strongly announce that I will defend the independence and impartiality of the Supreme Audit Office as a head organ of state control. Moreover, I underline that in accordance with the statement of the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau, the audit of my financial statements was concluded on October 16th. This is a matter to be discussed between Marian Banash and the authorities of both Law and Justice, the entire Parliament and the Polish government. I am not competent to present such a strong position on this subject. With all due respect for myself, I am too modest and young of a person to talk about such matters. I don't want to comment on it otherwise than calling it an unprecedented scandal. If the services, despite the implementation of appropriate controls, are not able to determine what his property situation is, which he did not conclude in it, but he have it, we are talking about a violation of the law. That they don't respond is a scandal on both sides. It is still an open matter. I don't know why he has already come to work, whether he started working as president or is just answering the final report of the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau. I don't know the details. I'm in the Senate. I haven't heard the information.
Yesterday, while commenting on the results of the parliamentary elections, Donald Tusk suggested that he would be ready to participate in the upcoming presidential elections in Poland. Alexandra Zajicka has more on this story.
Były premiera, dziś szef Rady Europejskiej mówi o sile prezydenckiego weta i
The former Prime Minister of Poland and the current President of the European Council, Donald Tusk, has stated that the Polish presidential elections will be a strategic opportunity to stop the Law and Justice Party government from causing damage to Poland. According to Anna Mucha, Tusk is going to come back to the Polish political scene. Andrzej Halicki said that we will hear soon about the list of candidates to be the President of Poland. According to the Wprost magazine, Donald Tusk gave the green light to destroy the leader of the Civic Platform Party, Grzegorz Schetyna, take over his leadership and block the idea of putting forward Małgorzata Kidawa-Błońska as a candidate to be the President of Poland.
by zniszczyć Grzegorza Schetynę.
Nie chcę spekulować, wszystko zależy od tego.
I don't want to speculate. Everything depends on how we approach this candidature, because our candidate has to have the acceptance of the public.
Kandydaturą publicznego wsparcia.
Wypowiedzi polityków Solidarnej Polski krytykujących.
We notice that Poles are tired of the criticism coming from politicians of the United Poland and the Law and Justice parties. That is why the need for someone like Donald Tusk will grow.
W dniu ich zwycięstwa w wyborach do Sejmu.
Jeżeli Donald Tusk chce startować,
It is fine if Donald Tusk wants to run in the Polish presidential elections, but he is going to be one of a few candidates. The left has announced its own candidate.
PSL to samo mówi.
Można powiedzieć, że jest to już...
The European Parliament elections showed that Donald Tusk is a used card.
Tu muszę niestety się powtórzyć.
Według najnowszego sondażu IBRIS dla dziennika Gazety Prawnej,
According to the latest survey conducted by IBRIS, the former Prime Minister Donald Tusk has the greatest chance to win next year's presidential elections among the opposition supporters.
były premier Donald Tusk
Don't be a fool. Don't be a tough guy. These were the words written in a letter from US President Donald Trump to the Turkish President Recep Erdogan. The United States is now trying to put pressure on Turkey to stop its offensive against Kurds in northern Syria. Mike Pence, US Vice President, has flown to Ankara to discuss the current situation.
History will look upon you favorably if you get this done the right and humanitarian way. It will look upon you forever as the devil if good things don't happen. Don't be a tough guy. Don't be a fool.
Despite the American and international protests, the Turkish army entered further into Syria. The Turkish army asked the Kurdish army to surrender and leave the area. Russian forces took over the abandoned American base, which had been earlier evacuated as a result of the decision of the US President Donald Trump. Over 1,000 American soldiers were supposed to stabilize the situation in the region. Trump's decision has been widely criticized in the USA and internationally. The desperate Kurds asked their former enemy Bashar al-Assad for help. The US Secretary of State Mike Pence visited Turkey to urge Ankara to declare an armistice.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.